finally, after a day and a half, we got all the equipment off the asphalt road. Couldn't touch the asphalt road. Working in an HOA. You guys keep asking me about these HOAs and the difficulties working with them and shit. Well, one of the biggest things about an HOA, aside from the rules and regulations, is that everyone feels entitled to bitch about anything that they see being done. So it makes everything so much more difficult, because the entire time you're working, as you guys know that do site development, when you first start a site, it looks like absolute hell. It looks like a bomb went off, and until you kind of get everything staged up and start hauling out and hauling in and everything, well, those first couple of days everyone wants to bitch about it. So that's what we've been battling with. Anyways, new road. We're up in Woodlawn, and as you can tell, you know, just like most lots we go to, they're all steep as shit. So this is actually gonna be really cool though. You can't really see very well up here today because it's raining like hell, but the show goes on. Legend's pushing some trees over for the mouth there. Proposed, this was 670 feet of road. Got up here yesterday, walked the whole road out to the build site, which is way over there. Really cool site, but ended up being, we're probably gonna push 1,000 feet of road here. So let me take y'all out through there and kind of explain the process of this. And you'll see there's a couple different trails, because we went back and forth several different times yesterday to make sure we found the correct path for the road, which was going to involve the least amount of cut fill as possible, and not a ton of terrain change as we went through. But there are going to be some big challenges on this, but let me walk y'all through here. So we kind of cut a preliminary trail yesterday just so the excavators can see where to go as they come through here. There is some large rock in here that we're going to have to hammer through to get to this house site. It's not ideal, but the challenge of getting through the rock is better economically and long-term than trying to go around it and going up and down steep elevation changes. This guy's also got lots of hiking trail cut in here now since we put in a couple different roads. But get out here to some of this open stuff and show you where the house is going to go. You can't hear it, but there's a large waterfall right below me that we're kind of parallel with the river just below us. So once this is all opened up, it'll be really cool because you'll be able to see that. And this house site sits right above another waterfall up here. So as the excavators come through, you'll get to see a lot more of this actual job progress on our upcoming videos, because I'm going to be involved on this job a bunch, just because it's a little bit tricky, and with some of the changes to the business, I want to be here to push this job through as quickly as possible. But what we'll do is we'll go through, we'll strip all this brush and strippings, we'll put it further down on what we call the fill side of the road, and then we'll start cutting our road. See some of the solid rock right here. Oy. And then we'll do our cut fill on our soils, and then as we come back through bringing rock in, we'll load the brush back out. So trucks are coming in loaded, they're leaving loaded. No empty buckets, blades, or beds, boys. So as we have a laborer free, we'll send him through to kind of cut this trail open a little bit better, because as the excavator comes through here, he really needs to see the line of the road excavation without having to guess or slow down or get off the machine and walk to see where the next survey flag is. I like to cut a good wide path so they can see really well and they can strip brush very quickly. Essentially, at the end of the days, if you're a laborer and you're working for an excavation company, you need to understand that the labor is not really what makes the best money. It's the operation of the machines and the trucks. So as a laborer, essentially your job is to make the operation of truckers and the machines go as quickly as possible. So in this instance, if you can come through and cut this path a little wider so the operator can see really well, and he can effectively work a little faster, gets the job done faster. So this is one of our trickier spots. You see these huge freaking boulders. That's about a 12-foot tall, just sheer cut rock wall right there. We're gonna leave that, but what our hopes is to do is to start hammering some of this off, hammer about halfway down this, halfway down that, halfway down that big boulder. We'll use that material to kind of fill in through here. That's all just a straight cliff all through there. That's probably a 40-50 feet drop. So essentially this road will come through here, big sheer cut boulder there, this big rock cliff right there, still about 18 feet right here. So it should still feel very comfortable to drive through here, but this is gonna be one of the most challenging spots to get all this rock busted. The alternative was, instead of our road coming through here, the road would have stopped and went way down there, and then had to come upgrade very quickly back to the house site, which maybe y'all can see the boulders over in that area. That's where the house site's gonna be. So not only would it added a whole lot more linear footage to the road, but to get from down there back to here in that short of linear footage, it would have been very steep. So this is gonna be a burden to get through, but cost-wise, probably about the same as going all the way down there and having to strip all that, gravel all that, haul all that out, put erosion control in, and you still have the burden of the huge hill to climb. So this is where, you know, experience is going to come in to tell you which way to go here. And we walked this several times yesterday to make this decision. It was walked several times before we got here, and they had originally thought about going lower, but after yesterday's conversation we decided to come straight through here. So this is a hell of a hike, so bear with me. And our little cut trail here kind of zigzags through. It's not the straight path that the road will be, but we've got it cut well enough that the operators can see straight through here what needs to be done. So to speed things up, we'll get the mini hoe will bring through all the way to this point, just moving brush and not really doing any excavation, just getting a path cut so I can bring large excavator with a hammer in back here and get some guys hammering in this rock section while 2 or 3 other guys work from the road in to cut the road. And then the hope would be that by the time we got back here, the rock was already cut out, hammered out, and ready to roll. Again, this is where the trail, our cut trail, isn't very straight, but essentially our road will go through there. Yesterday as we were walking this, we went up through here just because it was a path of least resistance at the time. And this is where yesterday we spent some time to get the preliminary road in. Next couple of days before the machines can make it back here, the laborers will come in and clean this up so the operator don't have to get off and guess where the road went right here. Right, we're getting close to the house site now. Here we go. So you see over here, there's lots of really large boulders. The good thing about these is they're kind of setting on the ground. So this boulder is actually going to have to be moved over just a little bit because the property corner is right there. So road, excuse me, is going to have to essentially come straight through where this boulder is setting. But the good thing is it's just a surface boulder. It can be moved. I don't know if y'all can hear yet, but getting close to that waterfall now. Pretty much in the build site at this point. So all this, it's not going to get quote unquote cleared. What we're going to do is strip all the vegetation off the top, and as you can see, it's pretty well all rock. We're going to strip all the vegetation off the rock as well. We got a cool way of doing that. I'll show you all that once we get out here to the house site. Right now the house site work is actually not in our contract to do, but we'll be doing it once we get over here. Now this large rock here and that large rock there, they're going to use these two as part of the foundation. So the house will actually set kind of on top of these and out over. There's this river, as you can hear right back here, curves down and around. So have about 180 degrees of river on the front of this place here. So maybe y'all can see the waterfall right over there. And then there's another pretty good large waterfall right through there you can't see yet. That one I think you can probably see pretty decently. So once we get up here to the house site, we'll come through and we'll thin some of this stuff so you can see that river really well. You can see actually on the other side of the river there's some flags. That's where their property goes to. So gonna be a super cool house, so I can't wait to get this thing cleared and show y'all what it really looks like with some of this vegetation gone. Let me see if I can get over there on that rock and show y'all the view looking back. You know, here's another thing too, is it's pretty wet out here. It's still actively raining. Let me, screen's pretty clear still, but it's still raining on us. And you know, most guys would have called into work today, but you guys remember me going over the overhead spreadsheet. I've told y'all, whether it's raining, sleeting, snowing, shining, every single day costs you money whether you go to work or not. And some days you may not be as productive and make the goal that you have in mind that you want to make that day, but anything is better than nothing, guys. It also makes it look good to your customer that you care and try to get out here and work every day. Look at that. So this house, like I said, is actually going to set up here. A much better view from here. So you can see that waterfall. Like I said, there's another one down here I can hear really loud. You can kind of see the white caps of another one down there. And I wish it was a clear day because this actually has an amazing view all the way about halfway to Marion. You can see from here. They own all that rock up there, and then all the way to the road down here. Like I said, it follows the river all the way down and out. I'm trying to work my way back out of here, see how far we can get today. Stay tuned, boys.